What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Out of the Basement. Today we are doing our July Blu-ray update. Now I hesitated because I didn't know what month it was.
Because we had to film June twice.
Yes.
And we're in the month of August.
Yeah.
But we're filming July.
It's confusing. But of course, this is our monthly Blu-ray, DVD, whatever pickup video where we show off our recent titles. And of course, we would love to know what you guys picked up in the comments down below. Let's talk about movies. This was a banger of a month. We took a trip, Bucky and I took a trip out to Boston and with our friend Mike, and we hit up some places like Bull Moose and the Archive, which we maybe will have a vlog one day. The footage is...
It's being held hostage.
It's being held hostage by this guy. So maybe one day we'll release the vlog of that adventure, but we have so many amazing pickups from those places. Of course, the Criterion sale was July. So
yeah, that was my bread and butter this month.
We've got Respectable Stack J-Rick making a return because for the past couple months he's been coming with his two pickups. But anyways, let's just start going. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And Steven.
Howdy.
And you guys already know what it is. You thought the show was over. But welcome to another episode of...
It's time for America's favorite show, Bucky's DVD Blowout!
Steven, take it away!
The first three, I found, I was perusing some clearance shelves and I found some skate films. I'm not familiar with this one. Thrasher presents Rocket Science, Powell, Fun, and This Is My Element from Element. And that's another one from the clearance section. We got the Ali G Show, the complete first season.
Yay.
Sure, I'll take a season of TV for $1. Will I ever get around to watching it? Who knows?
Probably not, because...
Speaking of seasons of TV, and very hard to find, I found this at the Archive.
Yep.
In Connecticut, and that is the complete season 2 of the Spider-Man 94 series. It only has Region B, technically Region 2 releases, but even those are hard to find over across the pond, so I got this for a whole $5. Not complaining.
That was a steal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The next one is I'm continuing my... Danny Boyle-a-thon. I always forget he made this movie. This is, I think, one of his worst received movies. I've definitely seen it before. Don't remember anything about it, but nonetheless, Das Beach.
A video store classic as well.
Yep. Another one that I haven't seen in many a moons.
Oh,
it stars John Travolta and Vince Vaughn. Domestic Disturbance. This doesn't have a Blu-ray, and Vince Vaughn
probably for a reason.
Plays and I forgot Steve Buscemi's in it, and the mom from Meet the Parents. Well, Ben Stiller's girlfriend and wife. Some of them will know what I'm talking about. Vince Vaughn plays an evil stepfather.
Oh boy!
And John Travolta's out for revenge. It's riveting.
Riveting.
The next one is a John Candy movie I haven't seen, but it's supposed to be one of his best ones. Also doesn't have a Blu-ray. Summer Rental. This is from like 84, 85, something like that. Looking forward to watching that. Love me some John Candy. And the next one is the collector's DVD gift set for Spider-Man 2.
Nice.
The innards of which contains with the slit,
Ooh.
the widescreen 2-disc DVD set. And then we have some lobby cards that they're all together there.
It almost kind of looks like
different
they
postage
took that
shots.
piece out of like the Blu-ray box set.
Yeah.
Something
like where
like
the discs go.
Dude, can't beat a DVD with the slip.
Yeah. And then we have a comic book artist portfolio.
Listen, I'm coming in with the assist
Yeah,
here.
thank you. Which is a bunch of different art in there, which is really cool. And then concept to the screen portfolio, which is obviously concept art for the movie itself. And then this one is a reissue of Spider-Man No More.
Which is what a portion of
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is based on.
Yeah, also obviously still sealed. Everything's all mint and nice.
That's a really cool set.
Yeah, that's awesome. Didn't know that existed.
Yeah, I looked into, because I already have, we have the first DVD gift set, and for the first movie. Didn't know the second one existed, so when I bought this one, I was like, well, I'm going to look what 3 has. And the third one is a lot harder to find because there's actual, like, full-size statues. So
I remember when I bought Spider-Man 3 on DVD, it came with a very tiny black symbiote suit Spider-Man mask that was literally could like fit on a dog.
Oh yeah, I think that could be wrong. I want to say that was the Walmart version.
Yeah, probably.
Could be wrong.
I don't know, but
I remember that because I remember the mask.
Because I used to have it on this little Frankenstein plushie I had because it was the only thing I could fit it on.
And then the next one is a compilation of the work of the director Spike Jonze, music videos, short films, documentaries, whatnot. Lots of cool stuff on here.
That's a classic Steve Summers DVD.
Yeah. And then it has the sealed little art book here, which is cool. Can't wait to dive into some of that. He's done a lot of very cool music videos of some great artists and whatnot, so looking forward to that one. And then more clearance items in the horror genre. I just got this one because of those covers. Bloody Murder 1 and 2. Should be great.
Which I think I have seen the second one.
It's just so clearly not Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one. The next two are some real classic ones. The Brain That Wouldn't Die and The Amazing Transparent Man. And then some Roger Corman double features. The Terror and Dick Miller in Bucket of Blood. Which obviously Dick Miller is the janitor in Chopping Mall that says, "You dead meat." And got this one for $1. 4 movies: Prom Night, The Wraith, I don't know how to pronounce
Wraith?
that word.
The Wraith.
Sure. Trick or Treat and The Gate with 3 of our favorites: Charlie Sheen, Ozzy Osbourne, and Jamie Lee Curtis, like peanut butter and jelly.
I mean, I will agree. They are like peanut butter and jelly.
Dude,
straight up spoilers for Prom Night on the back.
Yeah, I love how the Prom Night knife uses her from H2O. It's literally from that scene where she comes face to face with Michael. And if you look on the back,
amazing.
Yeah.
I used to have the DVD of Prom Night where that was the cover.
the next one is a Stuart Gordon joint, sci-fi movie that takes place in the year 2017. That is Fortress. Really looking forward to that one. I'm going to rifle through these next ones. This one I think has a Blu-ray release. I don't know, but Hannibal Rising, unrated. Haven't seen it. This one I found for a very cheap. This probably has a Blu-ray somewhere, but I don't think it's a Synapse one. But Evil Dead Trap, Japanese horror movie, and then one that I think you and Mike watched, and that is
it's a good film.
The French Extremity film, Francois.
Yep, Frontiers.
Francois.
It's a pretty good one.
And then this one definitely has a Criterion DVD and a Region B Blu-ray, but this one is Peeping Tom. Hopefully maybe Criterion will release this on Blu-ray someday. The next one I've heard is absolutely awful and almost unwatchable, but I only got this to look at Daisy Ridley for an hour and a half, and that is Scrawl. I got this from Walmart. It's been popping up there, so check your Walmart. This is her first ever movie.
What if she's in it for like 2 seconds?
She's like the main character, I think, or at least one of the main characters. But obviously, she's plastered all over the place. Because it's like
now she's
you know who she is.
Now she's Star Wars.
Now she Rey. Who is Rey? The next one. You came in clutch. Because I love the first movie. Have never seen the second one.
I got those eyes.
And obviously this is video store classic.
Yep. The Dentist
2. Brace yourself.
That's literally called Brace Yourself.
Good old Brian Usna. No Stuart Gordon writing this one, but Usna, he sticks with his movies, his franchises. Next one is two Tales of the Crypt movies, Bordello of Blood and Demon Knight, both of which have Scream Factory Blu-rays. But before I invest in those, I thought I'd check them out here first. And then the next one is Christopher Lee in Horror Hotel, which is also called like City of the Dead or something like that. It's got a second title. Interested in checking this out. It seems like a really cool premise. And this one I can't wait to watch. It's Dwayne Esper's Maniac. And basically this is a movie in the same vein as Reefer Madness. But instead of weed it's warning you of like mental illness. And just portraying mentally ill people.
Like crazies?
Yeah, it's just...
That sounds
very
great.
Of the time period, very not PC by today's standards, and it just looks great. So Maniac, that ought to be very entertaining. And then the next one is Vincent Price in the original Pit and the Pendulum. The original has a Arrow Blu-ray, but I think that may be a Region B only. And then of course Stuart Gordon did the updated version in the late 80s, early 90s, something like that. But that concludes Buck's DVD Blowout Bonanza.
But wait, Steve. What about everyone's second favorite sub-series? Nate's DVD Blowout.
Hit the music!
There's no music. First up, thank you, Stephen, for tracking this down for me. This is Stephen King's The Shining. This is the more accurate to the book mini-series, which I have been reading the book, and by reading I mean listening to an audiobook. Much more accurate. I've watched the first 2 episodes of this and I actually really do like it. It's not bad at all and it's very true to the book. And then next up is Red Eye. This is a pretty good Wes Craven thriller that for some reason to this day does not have a US Blu-ray. So DVD is the only way to go. It's got Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams.
I remember watching that right after it came out on home video.
Nice.
Pretty early on, back in the day.
And then my final DVD is P2, which is that parking garage horror movie that also does not have a Blu-ray. It's got the bad guy from American Beauty, whatever his name is. He's later in Hunger Games. He's the villain of this movie. It's a pretty nice thriller.
And the babysitter from the Amityville Horror remake.
Yeah, that's true. She's the main character. Decent enough flick. I was expecting a little bit more out of it because of the director and who wrote the screenplay, but it wasn't really that gory because it's directed by some French extremity boys and written too, so I was expecting something a little bit crazier, but it was pretty tame. Still a decent watch though.
I don't have any DVDs because I'm not a peasant.
Wet my whistle.
Drink break. Even though I totally took a drink in the middle of Buck's DVD Blowout.
Me too. Nobody watches that anyway, they just skip through it.
Okay, so now we are back. Let's do some Blu-rays. Steven, why don't you start out with 2 Blu-rays of your own?
First 2, I literally just bought these the day before yesterday, but this one is an 80s movie I see all the time on DVD, but never on Blu-ray. I found it. Short Circuit. It's very 80s horrific.
Yeah.
They liked their robots in the 80s, so looking forward to watching that one. And this one is also a video store classic that I used to see all the time.
Oh, it's got Jake Busey.
Yeah, it's got all your like late 90s, early 2000s heavy hitters. Jerry O'Connell, Jake Busey, and that other guy from Saturday Night Live, and Shannon Elizabeth.
Gotta have Shannon Elizabeth.
I'm sure this movie's terrible, but it's one of those I remember seeing all over the place in video stores growing up. I've always been curious about it. And it's not that common of a Blu-ray. Not crazy expensive, but not that common. So those are my first 2.
Nice. Justin, we've got a double.
And a double.
We do. And our first picks of the month are High Life from A24.
With the slip.
Yes, they decided, High Life gets the slip treatment, but Climax and Under Silver Lake does not get the slip treatment. Watched this movie, thought it was okay. Definitely not for me, but I can understand why people would really enjoy it.
I have not seen this yet.
Of course, Robert Pattinson delivers a great performance because it's our boy.
We back him.
We back him. But pretty much like the themes and the story of the movie, it was just kind of like so-so to me. But I can understand why people would really enjoy it. Justin, the crit sale was this month, so why don't you fire off a crit real quick? A quick crit.
I will go ahead and fire off a crit. I went a little crazy. You can watch a little vlog / mini haul of me going to pick up some crits, but the first one that I picked up this month was Godzilla.
And you're gonna get rid of it pretty soon.
Yeah, I bought this before the box set was announced. Seems to be an amazing box set.
Yeah.
So this is the original, 1954. Also comes with Gojira, the original Japanese Godzilla film. So really, really like this one. Just real quick, you gotta show it.
You gotta show the pop-up.
You gotta show it. You know, you get your nice booklet that you get with crits. But, I mean, you can't beat this.
So good.
Pop up.
We are easily entertained. Put pop-up in there. I like that. Pretty picture. Steve, you want to fire off two more?
Yeah. The next one is a Broken Lizard movie that I've seen the least. It was the one they did after Beer Fest, and that is The Slammin' Salmon. I saw this maybe once on Comedy Central. I liked what I saw, but of course it's on TV, heavily edited. Yeah, looking forward to revisiting this one.
I didn't even know about that.
I feel like most people don't. It's like this one.
Did that have a theatrical release?
I don't know. I don't think so. Or if it did, it had to be super limited. The next one is the German release of Punisher 89, the unrated, uncut version, Region B. Love this movie.
Great film.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it in stunning HD.
My God. Next up for me is a movie that for some reason I didn't ever buy on Blu-ray, but I found out that my boy Steve here hadn't seen it, so I felt compelled. To pick it up. And that is the Hills Have Eyes remake with this stupid little cardboard thing on it. So it's just the normal Blu-ray, but it came with this thing over it.
I really like this movie.
Yeah.
It was good. Surprisingly good.
It is surprisingly good. Really, really do enjoy the remake. Still to this day, have not seen the original.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, this movie is just it's visceral. That's what I would use to describe this movie. Like the point when everything's hitting the fan and you were like, man, this movie's a real joy to watch. Yeah. Like the one scene, everyone knows the scene where the shit really hits the fan, but Hills Have Eyes remake. Another crit.
Oh, my turn? Alright.
I want another crit.
My next film, I was looking for more of Guillermo del Toro stuff. After seeing Shape of Water, Pacific Rim, decided to dive a little deeper. So I saw Pan's Labyrinth.
Great film.
They didn't have the box set or anything like that. Or the trilogy.
They didn't have it. I see.
Yeah, they didn't have the trilogy. I would have got the trilogy if they had the trilogy.
It is a little hard to come by.
But this is the only Guillermo del Toro film that I saw during the crit sale. Only went to one Barnes & Noble, but they seem to restock pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So, Pan's Labyrinth. Have not watched pretty much any of these, so I'm sorry for those type of people that... Because I'm starting to find on like other people's channels, they're like, wow, it's so refreshing that you've seen the movies that you're talking about. I'm like, that's me.
Oops.
That's me. Because I buy them and then I watch them like a month later. Like, they don't just sit. I do watch them. I watch them.
Sounds like a guy who doesn't watch them.
Yeah.
Steve, two more?
Two more. The next one is my first Full Moon Pictures Blu-ray release, and this is Stuart Gordon's Lurking Fear.
That's H.P. Lovecraft's Lurking Fear?
Excuse me.
Wait, he's dead. How'd he direct movie?
This one isn't very well received. I mean, it is a full moon movie, so how good can it really be? So, Lurking Fear. The next one is Splatter University. This is actually a trauma movie, and this is part of the 88 films slasher classics. Looking to dip more into these. I really like the packaging, the way they set it up and everything. Usually there's some decent bonus features as well. This one has like a 2K scan and some other good
And
stuff on there, and it's reading free.
And our good buddy Kyle is in this movie at the very beginning. You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it.
Nope.
But personally, I've seen this movie. Boring.
Okay.
I'll just go there.
All right.
Next up for me is a good old P.T. Anderson film. Great movie. Depressing movie that you wouldn't think would be depressing. Upon
Where's the Crit movie?
Yeah, upon looking at the cover. And it's not an expensive Blu-ray, but you don't come across it, and that's Boogie Nights. Great movie. Very depressing. Looks like it would be a lot of fun on the outside. And then you start watching the movie, and you're like, why do I feel like this?
Well, yeah, they kind of set you up. You're like, oh, this is gonna be kind of quirky, and
Like,
then you're
you're like, oh yeah, a movie about the porn industry in the 70s. It's gonna be wild, and then it's really depressing. So great movie though. Love Boogie Nights. Justin, fire off a crit.
All right, continuing with the crit sale, we got a movie I actually watched this Criterion, Videodrome by David Cronenberg. This is mainly a recommendation by Mike and you guys as well.
No.
But I wanted to see his inspiration for his short film, so I did decide to pick this one up as well. I really like the color scheme of the Criterion. It looks really nice, the spine with just all the different colors, and I like that it looks like a tape.
Yeah. You should watch the bonus feature on there that talks about the special effects. Really interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I really, really dig this one. Videodrome.
Great film. Steve, fire them off, bro.
how many?
2.
Okay. The next two, one is a Vinegar Syndrome, a video store classic. Too bad it doesn't have the slip. Jack Frost.
Shannon Elizabeth's in it.
Jack Frost. And then the collection of all collections.
Yes.
The Wishmaster collection with the slip.
What is your wish?
We've still only seen the first two.
Yeah. But number 1, Wishmaster 1, genuinely great movie.
Yes.
Wishmaster 2, so bad it's good.
Right.
Wishmaster 3 and 4, that's when the actor changes.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we've been a little apprehensive to watch the next 2.
Definitely.
I haven't seen it. It's probably just a crappy version of Wish Upon.
It's not.
It's the better version of Wish Upon.
It is the better version of Wish Upon. Okay, next up for me is a movie I got the itch to revisit. Haven't seen it since the theaters, but I do remember enjoying it as a pretty good thriller, and that is Don't Breathe.
I liked it.
Found it with The Slip. Of course, Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake, which is very, very good. And there's deleted scenes that I have not got to see, and some bonus features too that I would like to check out about this movie, just because I really enjoyed the director. Justin, fire off a crit.
Continue with the crit sale.
I'm gonna stop saying that. It's getting annoying. I'm just repeating myself.
Known about David Lynch for a long time now, and I don't think I've ever actually seen any of his films. So what better opportunity other than the crit sale
Yeah.
to get into David Lynch's film? The only thing I've seen of this Eraserhead is I always see it on Red Letter Media's, I don't know if it's review intro, but I always see it, you know, that, I always see it. I'm always wondering, is it just, the cover just looks interesting. But like I said, I've been wanting to get into David Lynch's films, so I picked up Eraserhead on Criterion Blu-ray. I have not watched it yet.
And the next two go hand in hand. This one is Nemesis 2, 3, and 4 collection. I've seen the second one. Whew, is it rough. The first one, though, amazing. It's just great. Just an amazing, mindless action film. It's almost like... It reminds me of like a live-action anime. It's just crazy.
Next up for me is Isle of Dogs. This is the latest Wes Anderson film. Does not have a crit yet, but I found it for finally the right price with the slip. So I said it's time to pick it up. The right price. Because
full price.
Because I know this movie will get a Criterion release at some point. So I didn't want to pay full price because I know I'm just going to buy the crit when it comes out.
That is true.
So finding it for, I think I paid $6 for this with the slip. Really good movie. Really touching movie, especially if you love dogs.
I love dogs.
I love dogs. But yeah, really good animation too. Really awesome stop motion animation. On a technical level, this movie is great. Story's pretty awesome. And, you get your Wes Anderson alumni in there. All the actors you come to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Justin?
Continuing with the Criterion Collection, we have David Lynch's Blue Velvet. I actually did have the regular Blu-ray. And I specifically remember you guys busting my balls about not having the crit.
Because the crit was coming out.
So here I am. More David Lynch for me. This is apparently...
What a wacky movie.
Yeah.
I
don't even want to look at any of the stuff.
It's another one that kind of sets you up like, this is going to be like a normal story, and then it goes bananas real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what it's about. I don't want to see any pictures. 7:10. What does that mean?
Don't worry. You'll watch the movie and feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
You'll go, I don't know what this was about.
Yep. Definitely cannot wait to check out Blue Velvet.
Steve?
I'm going to start on my Scream Factories here. I've got quite a few. Should I just go through all of them?
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Do a Scream Factory
So
haul. I
got a nice thick stack of Scream Factories here. This one is one of the first ones I think they released, and that is Assault on Precinct 13. I actually haven't seen this movie. And then this one I actually found used, but it's a pretty newer release, and this is the remake of Willard starring Crispin Glover. I remember really liking this when it first came out when I was younger. It actually has a new 2K scan as well, and lots of features on there, so excited to revisit that one. The next two also are pretty recent releases, but I found them used.
One is very recent.
Yeah, and that is Night of the Creeps. Never seen it. Looking forward to watching that one. And a video store classic if you grew up in the era we grew up in.
I love this remake.
And that is the remake of House on Haunted Hill.
Yes.
With a new 2K scan.
Jeffrey Rush pretending to be Vincent Price. That one girl from X-Men. I can't think. Her name's weird to pronounce. It's like Famke Jensen.
Famke Jensen.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She's awesome in the movie. I genuinely love the remake of House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you think.
So, House on Haunted Hill. Next one is a Blue Top.
Yeah.
And that is
Blue Top.
Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions.
Nice.
And I think, does this come with... It comes with the theatrical cut and the director's cut. And the director's cut has an all-new high-definition transfer, and they threw the theatrical cut to the dogs, which is probably for the best. It's usually for the best.
I feel like
a few exceptions.
Clive Barker's movies usually get the shaft for the theatrical run. Nightbreed, Lord of Illusions. I don't know if... I'm sure Hellraiser was censored in some way. But it always seems like his movies always have like some crazy alternate cut.
Yeah. You're right. It does seem that way. And yet again, we're visited by Famke Jensen in this movie. So, yeah.
Let's have a Famke Jensen-a-thon.
And this one I just had to pounce on because it's really hard to find, and I paid a pretty damn good price for it. I like to think still a lot of money, but I think worth it because the first one is pretty easy to find. But this one is Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3. And if you'll remember, I think it was the last Blu-ray update. I had them on DVD.
Nice.
Because I thought I would ever buy this or find this for a decent price.
Yeah, it showed up at our local used media store.
And then lo and behold, it popped up. So I was like, well, I got to scoop that up because the first one is really easy to find on Blu-ray and not expensive at all. So, yeah, Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3. And it actually has some decent, special features.
All right, cool.
So, yeah.
Whatever those things are called.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually going to do two. And the first one coming up is Afro Samurai, The Complete Murder Sessions. Really awesome anime. The US release of this Blu-ray is kind of expensive though, but this is a UK release. And it is one of those classics that's Region B, but it's not actually Region B. It's listed as Region B, but it is region free. Super short too. The anime is super short, and it also comes with the movie. Unfortunately for myself though, the first disc in this set is defective. And when I put it in a Region A player, it tells me I need to put it in a Region A player. So it doesn't make any sense, but I do have, Afro Samurai Resurrection works perfectly fine. But for whatever reason, the first disc of this set was defective. But this was like $10, so I'm not too upset. And then, just because pretty much it had the slipcover and the single Blu-ray is pretty rare, and that is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. This movie sucks. I'll just say it. But it had the slip, it was really cheap, and now I officially own all of the Nightmare movies. This was the last one that I needed to complete the set, but the lenticular slip drew me in. Shitty movie though, don't get it twisted. Shitty movie. One more, Jrick?
Alright. Well, during the Criterion sale, I was also looking for completing all of Wes Anderson's filmography. So I was focusing heavily on that as well. So of course I got his first film,
Nice.
Bottle Rocket, on Criterion Blu-ray. Have not seen this, but I didn't know it had Owen Wilson in it.
And Luke Wilson.
He co-wrote it.
Yeah.
So
Wes Anderson and Owen Wilson are like BFFs. I'm pretty sure they were roommates in college, if I recall correctly.
wow.
Yeah. Bottle Rocket's pretty good though. With Wes, he didn't figure out his style yet, of course, because it was his first movie. So
But
it's
you
like,
can tell it's there. Like it's
it's like right under the
budding.
surface.
I definitely also love the artwork for all of his Criterions.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to explain
Like the
it.
color scheme is different. It's like a drawing.
Yeah, it is definitely a drawing.
It's very different. It's just very stylistic. This one mostly like pink and green, and then some of the other ones there's like a blue and yellow. So I really appreciated that because looking at all of Wes Anderson's Criterions like on a shelf, very satisfying to look at. So Bottle Rocket.
Nice. Steve, you want to do 2 more?
Sure. So now I'm going to be dipping into some of the Arrow sales. Didn't get the first one on the Arrow, so this was separate. But this is the Arrow release of Lords of Chaos. I really, really enjoyed this movie, and I feel like it just got dumped on by true cult metal fans, which understandably so. It's kind of a comedy. There's some comedic moments.
But wasn't the tagline of the movie that it was based off of truth and lies?
Yes.
And people were mad about the accuracy of the movie?
Yeah.
Gotcha, bud.
So I'm not like some elitist metalhead that really cares about the lore. I find the original story it's based on pretty interesting, but I could care less about Mayhem or anything like that. So but I just really enjoyed this movie. I do like some black metal, but again, I'm not so far up my own ass that I'm just like, I can't watch this movie.
Region B, though.
It is Region B. If I could describe it, it's like the black metal version of like SLC punk in a way. It definitely shares some similarities. But anyways, good movie. Would recommend. The next one is David Cronenberg's Shivers.
Ooh.
And then, of course, you flip it over and it goes by its alternate name.
Yeah, they came from within.
Yeah, they came from within. Which, if you watch Videodrome, you can see that they came. They came from within, like movie poster and the TV station.
Isn't this his first film? One of his very earliest. I don't know if it's maybe his 100% first, but
I don't know.
Oh, well.
To be completely honest with you, off the top of my head, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do 2 now. I got some screams here. First up, I found this used at Bull Moose when we were way out on the East Coast, and that is Night of the Demons. Pretty funny, cheesy 80s movie. Really enjoyed watching this. It was just it's so zany. It's so 80s. Like, it sounds cliche to say, but this is like very 80s. It's got hair metal soundtrack. It's got awesome practical effects. Linnea Quigley is in the movie, so you know it's going to be a good time. And then, this was a brand new release that I picked up, and that is Silent Hill This is the brand new Scream Factory release of Silent Hill. Love this movie, probably the best video game movie, period. Not that that's really saying much, but I genuinely think that this is a really good movie, even if you're not a fan of the game. But if you are a fan of the game, it also has plenty of awesome moments where you go, ah, I recognize that. So Silent Hill is a blast.
What's wrong, mate? You never saw Assassin's Creed?
Yes. I don't even know what to say to that. Hell no. Hell no.
Alright, continuing with Wes Anderson. This is from 2001, The Royal Tenenbaums. Again, like, I just really love the art.
Yep.
This one's like pink and white, kind of. Don't know anything about it, of course. Haven't seen it. The only Wes Anderson films I've seen is Grand Budapest Hotel, Isle of Dogs, and Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah.
So his later movies.
Yeah. So it's definitely inspired me to go back and see his earlier stuff. So The Royal Tenenbaums.
That's like the Royal Tenenbaums is like the favorite of most Wes Anderson fans. I would say it's good. It's good. Steve, two more?
Two more. Continuing with the arrows, I got Evil Ed. This is the 3-disc limited edition. I know at least in the US version is like out of print, I think. But yeah, it comes with the 3-disc and then the nice little booklet there. Seems like a really fun movie, fun concept for it. So I thought I would pick it up just in case, you know.
That's region free.
Yeah, it actually is region free. So I thought, maybe I'd just pick it up just in case it gets rare, because I did want to see this. And yeah, Evil Ed. And then the next one was another one that recently went out of print, but they announced they were going to
pretty much right away.
Yeah, because of course the scalpers went to work real quick.
Yep.
So I wanted to make myself scalp proof pretty much, because I didn't pick it up when it first came out. So I ended up picking up The Stuff with Larry Cohen. Looks really zany. Looks like a good time. So yeah, Das Stuff.
It was boring. All right. Next up for me. These all go together. So, there was that Arrow Video sale once upon a time a couple months ago. And most of us, me, you, and Mike, we participated in said sale, but I never got my order. Weeks go by. I get a little note in the mail saying, you owe us shipping on a package. Go to the local post office. They show me the package. It's beat to fucking hell. And somehow the postage got ripped off. And it somehow took so long to get to me. And also Arrow didn't put what state I lived in. So it just said the name of my city and then US. So I'm sure that also didn't help, because it probably bounced around to 18,000 other cities that have the same name. But I finally got my Arrow Video BOGO sale titles. And I got Climax, of course, because fuck the A24 release. Got the brand new 4K scan of Life Force by Tobe Hooper. Got Big Trouble in Little China, which is a great film. Ooh. But of course, Scream Factory just announced they're going to put out their own version. So I'm probably just going to... I don't know if I'm going to sell it, because it's not really worth anything. I might just keep it for the Arrow Video collection. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is not my favorite Texas Chainsaw, or my favorite Texas Chainsaw sequel, but it's still a fun movie. And I finally got my fucking Arrow BOGOs.
Yeah, that was a crisis.
That was indeed a crisis.
Up next, we have from 2004, The Life Aquatic.
Oh,
Wes Anderson as well, and I'm pretty sure you guys both say that this is your favorite.
Yep, it's my favorite
Wes Anderson film.
And I've seen them all.
Super, super excited to check this one out, especially since you guys love it so much.
Mm-hmm. It's a great film.
Pretty colors.
You're going to cry at the end. You're going to shed a single tear, I guarantee it. You're actually probably going to shed a single tear at the end of most of Wes Anderson's early films.
The Life Aquatic.
Steve, two more?
Two more, and this will be wrapping up my Arrow picks. And I've been wanting to... I was almost got my hands on the first release of Caligula Arrow with the window packaging, but I admitted defeat and I decided to just settle for this. So finally got my hands on Caligula. And then the next one is a really, really funny movie, A Fish Called Wanda, which has a new 4K restoration, so I'm really looking forward to dipping toes back in this one. But I really like this is the flipped over artwork, and it's like this off-white like cream color. I really dig that cream color. But really funny movie. I feel like even you, the comedy snob, would probably like this movie. And that's just great.
Just the comedy snob.
I don't like to laugh. Justin, your next pickup?
All right. Continuing with the trend, we have from 2007, The Darjeeling Limited.
Nice. Another great Wes Anderson film. Although, he doesn't have any bad movies. So.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Good film.
Darjeeling Limited. Criterion.
You got a big backlog you got to get through, Buster.
Yep. I gotta start watching.
Buckle down. Watch them all. Watch them in release order.
Ooh. Jake.
Do you have Rushmore?
He doesn't.
No, I couldn't find it.
Rushmore is my second favorite Wes Anderson film.
Yeah. I think we have pretty similar tastes when it comes to old Wes.
Most likely. Steve, you want to do two more? Of course, don't forget to censor this one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
YouTube and the female anatomy.
Yes. Even if it's a fucking drawing.
So, Possession, it's not the $70 or $80 big fuck you edition of it, but it's like the $40 version. I really loved this movie. It's so bizarre.
It's so cryptic.
Looking forward to watching all of the 52-minute making of and revisiting this one eventually. It's just I don't know how to describe this movie. It's just crazy.
Sam Neill turns into a psychopath for 2 hours.
Yeah. And this one is a double that J-Rick and I have that we just forgot to do doubles together, so that's fine.
No daily double.
That's Videodrome. You pretty much said anything that was needed to be said. Really, really enjoyed this movie.
Next up for me is my very first Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray, and that is Pieces, the early 80s slasher film. Watch this. I liked it, but ultimately I was expecting a lot more from it, and maybe that's a fault of my own, but you see the back, you see everything on the inside, you're like, this movie's gonna be super duper gory. And it is gory, but not as gory as I thought it was going to be, in all honesty. So, Pieces. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
You don't need to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre or something. That's like the tag.
I thought you were going to say, I never thought to put the coleslaw on the Texas toast.
No, you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Because he actually kills people with a chainsaw in this movie.
Oh, wow.
It's not like Texas Chainsaw.
Alright, this is my last pickup.
Nice.
From 2009. This is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Really interested in this one because stop motion animation, just like Isle of Dogs. And I loved Isle of Dogs, so super excited to check this one out. This is one, Brandon and I are kind of in the same boat, that we're both wanting to explore all of Wes Anderson's filmography, and he actually does have this one, and he watched it, and he said he really liked it.
It is pretty good.
So, yeah, unfortunately, this is the one that is the Blu-ray and the DVD. And then when I came back and they had restocked, they had the one that was just the Blu-ray. Because I'd probably rather have that one because it's kind of thick.
I didn't know that there was one that was just the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
This is the one I have, so.
I did see it. But yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Nice.
And that completes my July haul.
Bunty, your final pickup here before we get to some dubs?
Yep, final pickup in the crit sale. This very good enough, uplifting,
I don't know why.
Very safe for work.
Why would you even buy it?
I'm just curious about it. I want to watch it. That is Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom, the Italian, what would you even call this movie? Sexploitation.
That's not a bad.
bad time movie.
Looks really depressing, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. But I've seen clips, I've seen some reviews, some breakdowns, and despite all of that, I still want to watch the full movie for myself. So we'll see if I hang on to this one in the long run after I watch it.
Are we gonna In the Eyes of My Mother ourselves?
I think that is a potential.
Yeah, I would say very high.
Okay, Steve, so we've got some doubles.
We do.
Not too many doubles, though. Only 2 doubles here.
Okay, so I forgot to.
Steve can't keep track of what Blu-rays he has, so Steve, finish your crit sale pickups.
Okay, this one, another double. Cherry. Blue Velvet. We already talked about it. Love this movie. 4K restoration. Very cool. The next one is another Cronenberg. Scanners. I actually haven't seen this one. 2K restoration.
Why is yours so thin?
That's just how it is.
No, mine is thick.
Oh. Well, I saw that one at the sale and it was thin just like that.
Huh.
I don't know.
We'll compare them after the video.
So, Scanners.
Alright, now we've got some dubs.
Yes.
Doubles.
First up, brand new movie just came out, but we got it early, so it's included in our July pickup, and that is Alice, Sweet Alice, the proto-70s slasher film. I actually watched this last night. Amazing transfer. And I had seen the movie when I was younger and I was first getting into slasher movies. This always pops up when you type in like super well-known slashers, and it definitely holds up. This movie is creepy as hell. Definitely gets under your skin, and it's...
And you made an unboxing.
And I did just recently post an unboxing. You can check that out. This definitely has some goodies in it too. It's got this really nice quality slip, along with some other goodies that I won't spoil, because I want you to watch the video. And then, an amazing movie. I'm so mad that it took me this long to watch it. And I'm sorry I didn't watch it with you, brother, but I'm down to watch it again. And that is Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Tom Matthews. Bobby from Twin Peaks. James Cameron. The list goes on and on for awesome actors in this movie. It's like a partially meta sequel, but we ran into this at the archive in Connecticut with the slip, because the slip is out of print now. So we were both like, you know, we gotta get it because it's got the slip. And it's a really nice glossy slip, which is a little bit different than Scream Factory normally does. But yeah, this movie was so much fun. Not really a horror movie, mostly just a comedy with zombies in it, but it was a blast.
Interesting.
And I don't have this. This isn't a double.
I thought this was a double, but this is Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, like Rogue One, a Star Wars story. They invented that type of movie title.
There is a reason I didn't pick it up, and that's because Turbo is hard to watch.
Well, that's because you're going to go into the fire. Into the fire. But anyways, yeah, Turbo, Power Rangers movie. Loved it when I was a kid. With the slip.
Get ready to hate it as an adult.
Because, come on, if I gotta have Mighty Morphin, you gotta have Turbo on Blue.
Listen, I see my copy of Mighty Morphin right over there, and it looks just fine by itself. Looks just fine.
It needs a friend. It needs a companion.
I will end this with some 4K pickups. A little bit of story time here for all 3 of these 4K pickups. First up is the Mondo Steelbook of Pet Sematary. The 4K Pet Sematary Mondo Steelbook. Found this at Bull Moose for $16. Are you kidding me? The out-of-print Steelbook, brand new. It was shrink wrapped. So, you know, whoever's lost, my gain. I actually really love this movie now. I rewatched it after I finished the book, and I absolutely love this movie. It's so much better than that fucking remake. Pet Sematary. And then next up is a movie that actually doesn't have a 4K release in the United States yet. I'm sure it's coming, and that is Iron Man 3. I have not watched this movie from since theaters, but I picked this up because Half Price Books had this listed as a Region 3 Blu-ray, which doesn't exist. It's Region C if it's a Blu-ray. And of course, as you know, 4K discs are completely region free. So they literally marked this for $5. And I was like, Like, I'm curious to revisit the movie, especially after Endgame and everything, feeling a little bit like, ooh, I want to watch some Marvel movies. So for only $5, this is like some random German release. Thought I'd pick it up because, yeah.
Good deal.
Half Price Books doesn't know anything. And then, the Holy Trilogy on 4K. I found this at FYE of all places for $22. All 3 Spider-Man movies. It was in the used section. All of them are there. All the 4K discs, all the regular Blu-rays are in here. It's complete. $22. I was like, I am not walking out of FYE without this set. Did not have it on 4K beforehand.
Ooh,
And
that is so cool.
And of course, amazing trilogy of filmed, every single one of them. Straight up, unironically love Spider-Man 3. I don't care what you guys say. And that is our Blu-ray haul. So, pretty solid month. A lot of great titles. Well, of course, again, what did you guys get? Let's talk about Blu-rays in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this Blu-ray update video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and ring that bell for notifications so you know when we are posting our brand new videos. Of course, I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And Steven.
Take care.
And we will see you guys next time on Out of the Basement.